Let's make my Technic Tango table runner using only a single charm pack. Now feel free to expand on this pattern if you would like to make it for a larger quilt size, but for the fabrics I am using Kama by Zen Chic for Moda Fabrics. Now this is an older collection, but I am currently using up my stash, so that way I can be a little bit more versatile. Now with your charm pack, you are going to separate your 5-inch squares into two 20-count piles. Now with 20 of those 5-inch squares, you are going to trim them down to a 4.5-inch square. You can trim just the edges or place a 4.5-inch square ruler in the center and trim all around, but either way, just trim them down. Then with the remaining 20 5-inch squares, you are going to subcut them into 2.5-inch squares. Now you will get 4 2.5-inch squares per each 5-inch square. Now once everything is cut, you're going to take 4 2.5-inch squares in mixed prints and sew them together to form a Scrappy 4-patch. Now your 4-patch will measure a 4.5-inch square as well. Now you're going to repeat this step to every single 2.5-inch square until you've made 20 4-patch mini quilt blocks. Now with those 4 patches and your print 4.5-inch square, you're going to create a larger quilt block like so. And then you're going to sew your blocks together to form rows, and then lastly, sew those rows together to complete your quilt block. Now go ahead and repeat this step until you've made 10 8.5-inch square blocks. But once all of your quilt blocks are made, you can either lay each block side by side and create a checkerboard look, or you can rotate the blocks where the 4-patch squares meet together in the center. Now you'll just continue that pattern in a 2x5 block layout. Then as always, sew your blocks together to form rows, and then lastly, sew those rows together to complete your table runner. And here is what my Technic Tango table runner looks like, all finished. Now for the backing, I am using this green tiny dot print within the collection. And as for a thread choice, I am going with Limerick by Glide Thread. Now this would be a fun, colorful touch to add to this overall quilt pattern. And here's what my quilt looks like all quilted. Carly Porter's graffiti edge-to-edge quilt patterns are always perfect for modern and very scrappy quilts. Now, just an idea, one charm pack will yield you a 16-inch by 40-inch table runner that you'll be able to whip up just in a few hours. But I do hope you have enjoyed today's tutorial. If you could please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified for your next amazing quilt project.